creep, dude. Love the symbol thing on your face, though. That's pretty cool. Why did I do that? It's supposed to be tanking! Oh my god, why weren't the tanks doing a good job? Well, that was a crazy start to this fight. Is it the orbs? Not the orbs. I need a black one. Soft red, no black. Red, black. No, I need another red. What are you doing? No, you're not supposed to be dying. Gotcha. I gotcha. I got you. Just get to the part where you throw us in another rift thing. Yeah. Or are you doing the orbs again? Okay, black. I need a red one now. Oh! Black one. Black. Black. Red. Black, 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 black. Red. Black. Red. Got you. Yep. Oh, I'm not in that. Good. I got you. Got you. Go. There we go. part of the battle. No. Oh, facing that way. There we go. I did that at the right time. Yeah. Drop it. Yay! You're dead. Like party reader. The light party reader. Oh, that's great. Okay, I'm the only one left. Yep, figures.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
Why wouldn't we be? That's just not playing fair.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
There we go.
What? What trickery is this? No. No! You cannot! No!
Ta-da!
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free.
Here we go.
Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light.
It was more of a staff, but you know, whatever. Well, that's just not fair.
Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me! I shall make you pay for your insolence!
Sure, dude. Woo! Oh, you're frightened back.
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louisoix, I understand now the choice you made. In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You daft old coot.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
Goodbye, Moon.
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Well, apparently you're not, because you dead now.
Moonbreeder. She's gone. You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead. This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Of course.
Minfilia, are you all right?
We're fine.
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
Yeah, sort of.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
About that!
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands. Does Urianger know?
This literally just happened. He does not know.
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens. Yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not?
Sorry, Urianger.
Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlayan behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisois I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisois hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisois' wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart.
Actually...
Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisois' will before the end?
She did.
The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain.
No.
Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
Yeah.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Never have I seen Oriange so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Charlian Manor to celebrate Moonbreeder's life and mourn her passing. As Moonbreeder was a native of Charlian, I feel it is only fitting that we gather before the mark of the scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Wrath of Frost, and is sacred to Thalia, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There we shall pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Here we go. No, Moonbreeder. Your death will not be in vain. Well, I mean, it already wasn't in vain because you killed the Ascian, but you know what I mean. Here we go. Where am I going? Is it left or right? It's left. Here we go. name. Yep, one over, one over. Here we go. Well, the crystals are. The crystals are. Here we go. Past the carriers. Here we are. Oh look, it's the keeper of the lake. Midgard Stormy, look! It's your dead body! Sorry. Sorry. Ugh. That bad leg. iTunes, no! You're making my game lag!
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Oh, what do you want?
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
Oh, would you piss off? So rude. Alright. To the rising stones and my Magitech here. Oh, I'm in a fate. I don't want to be in a fate. Go away, Morbol. No one likes you. That is a pretty sky. Almost missed the ramp. Staring at the sky, almost missed the ramp. Ha. And here we go, into the rising stones. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me. As antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we now feel is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Arlia? Oh, cutscene. Cutscene. Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duties. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louisoix, Moonbrida, our fellows of the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will not be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need to remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Arlia. There is no other to whom I would display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I feel I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. Have you a moment, Arlia? I believe Ida wished to work with you. But I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbrida's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Okie dokie. Let's go speak with Ida. Ida! Ida, 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 Ida! 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 Ida? Hey, it's Iliath! Great! Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best times, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment, so I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Sure, Ida. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Rifrath. I can't words. I can't words. Is she on the second, or is she on the bottom? I think she's on the bottom one. Yeah, she's right here. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket trade. Flower payment! Eh? They've got you running errands now. Them sounds really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Eosia to the bleed market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you best learn how to say no, or they'll have you monking out chocobo stables next. Anyway, what What was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. Until that year lasts, I've got a wide selection of headwear and stock if she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. God's know she needs to. Oh. That's why Ida doesn't want to come in here. Gonna ray on her headwear. Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to be so uppity about it. You dropped like 5 feet. It wasn't even that far of a fall. Oh, piss off. Stupid giant ass toast. You piss off too. And you. Come on, I don't have time for this. Go away. Hello, lightning sprite. I don't care about the fate. The fate is dumb and there's only 2 minutes left in it. Renoa can be so annoying. She will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it, just fine the way it is, she says it again, and then again, and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Here's a moon daisy. There you go. Moonbeater loved these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her. Aww.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
Oh, you're back.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Well, that's not good. That's definitely... And that's even worse. Oh, hello, dragons.
Is that what I think it is?
Yep.
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm here, Alphino.
We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
On my way. Yeah, I gotta walk back there, don't I? Yeah, I gotta walk back there. Oh, okay, I'll just fly there on my giant diable. Hello, giant diable. Giant toad thing. You too. Oh, You use the sticky tongue. Ew. Why would you do that? Oh. Stupid giant toads getting in my way, trying to murder me. Always with the giant toads. Ugh. There we go. We should actually do that so people follow me. Always set yourself on do not disturb when you're recording, because otherwise people are just going to bother you. And then you're going to feel awkward because you're in the middle of recording. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Mubrida's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Kirthis is soon to arrive, and we must hasten to hear reports. Vengeance for Ishgard. The envoy is here. Lucia! And thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forego the usual pleasantries if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Draconians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Emmerich himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of noble houses' finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Draconians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our side, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Emmerich would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well. I shall depart for Kirthis at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Ul'dah must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Signs of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all the other grand companies in Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations, and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does not receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured I can speak with Sir Emmerich's authority on this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior Flight. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgard somewhere and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Okie dokie. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. 'Twould seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Aria. I think I just butchered my own character name. Oh well. Hello, cutscene. What are you doing, Yuzael?
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken.
What are you doing, lady? Because that's a good idea.
Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Ah, what have you done? What? What, Tiny? What, you wanna laugh? Come on then. Come on then. Are you just gonna sit? Oh, no, you're leaving. Okay then. I will never understand my cat. Athena, it seems I was the swifter, Arlieth. You too, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host is yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. Sure thing, dude. It's literally right there. It's not too far away, which is good. Don't need it to be far. Just need it to be over and done with. Here we go. Hello, Gates of Judgment. The Gates of Judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered... When I laid eyes upon the ice heart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Oh, you poor thing. Heretic scum! How dare they meddle with our divine protections! I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. Woo! Ooh, you mad? Oh, we need not fret over much. There are yet still several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. Oh, you're worried about your mother. Twould seem the heretic struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear that there have been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you would have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Emmerich awaits you. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let's do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Haurchefant will know what Sir Emmerich means to receive us. Here we go. Ah, look! It's my face map! This is such a dumb map! It's my head mount. It's so dumb! Good. 'Tis reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. But you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and will treat you with the intercessory. Then let us wait. Don't want you, I want you. Let's go inside. Emic! Emic! I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Eyesight and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if we would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphino, I think it is more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinian. Estinian! Yeah! May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon. An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lands, Estinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me over much, Lord Commander. So, you're the adventurer of whom they spoke. I see now why my blood fair sang in anticipation of our meeting. Now, for those of you who don't know, if you start off as a dragoon and you play the story as a dragoon, Estinian actually recognizes you because he is in the level 30 to 50 dragoon quests. But since I am not a dragoon on Arlieth, he does not know who I am. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what you have learned of Isart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. It would seem that Lady Isart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the great seven worms. One of the seven great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Kurthis since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars of our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength, and then no wall or ward we erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancour. Ah. The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proved loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years, the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true of the great worms. They who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defenses. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know that the heretics covet the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must need to address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. 'Tis a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem, you have described her plight with admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our alliance in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, you only stand to benefit from our assistance in the matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow if Ishgard were to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Kurthis would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garlean's arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Kurthis. They would not even have to draw steel. He makes a point, Alphino. An imperial province sharing a border with Mordona. 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great war may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the oncoming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar. Allow me, Sir Emmerich. Through the power of the eye, I have become a vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not, I am in full control of my facilities, I assure you, and the eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. The worm who roared was Nidhogg, aye. He means to hurl his horde against Daffin's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt the worm has summoned his minions to war. Ain't that just peachy? Though circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Emmerich was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? The Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders. I suspect the softening of the Holy See's attitude toward foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. Days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. If we are to aid the Ashgardians in this war, there's preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the Anti-Sendit. I just want to get the trial over and done with. For the love of God, please let me have that. No, Rising Stones. Too many people in my way. Here we go. Here we go. Minfilia, let me go, please.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Well...
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Yep.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Yep.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury. All those people.
Yep.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war.
We would be.
But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of my job at this point.
For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
I'll see you soon, Alphino. What's up, dude? Okay, bye. I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldier to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. The small matter of pursuing the Alliance leaders to grant such support I leave to Alphino. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of your own security. Revenant Stoll is but a short flight away from the snowfields of Kurthis. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray, brief Salborn on the brewing conflict and discuss with potential contingencies. Frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, may I suggest you have Tataria accompany you? She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. I just want to do the trial. I just want to do the trial and have it be over and done with. Is that too much to ask? That is apparently too much to ask. We are rather close to Kurthis, aren't we? We best see to our own defenses and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we'll also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Arlia. I have 101 things to discuss with Southborn. What's Southborn? Southborn. Southborn. Oh, this is a long episode. Ugh. I appreciate the warning. If war is coming to Kurthis, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I am certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official adventurers guild present at the siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer to your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Ah. Hey, real. Ishgard sounds like she's in the right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to ye about. I need you to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. A lad from Little Alamigo by the name of Willard was there with the 4th on that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since. Have you? No, I haven't seen Willard. God damn it, I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Willard stopped turning up for duty, them black market weapons went missing from our vault in Nildal. So now, of course, half the Braves suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folks like to believe our company's a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a military collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all, and that's that and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others in this crew, Willard's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And then, and this is just between you and me, mind, there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me about something queer he'd noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' numbers not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on. And I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Willard. Anyway, you've got a war to wage, so I'll let you get on. I just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Arlia. Thanks, Real. Oh, good boy. Okay, let's see. Anyone up here? No one up here. Anyone over there? No, there's probably someone up top there. Wait. Oh no. That's not what I'm looking for. I do have you though. I found you! So Ishgard seeks cell sorts to bolster their strengths, eh? Though I'm not sure I like the sounds of the siege, those nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. Ah, but I have pledged myself to the Guard Revenant's toll. Modest work though it is, I am loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do? Oh, that's a bench. Is there somebody back here I can talk to? Nope. Okay, time to go look. I'm pretty sure there's one in the House of Splendors. Aha! Hello! Volunteer my services in defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claimed the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. 'Twas to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventure in the first place. I would sooner die in pursuit of fortune than huddle behind an icy wall. Okay, so one in these doors? Nope, there's not one in these doors. Up the stairs I go. Up the stairs. Zoom out. Zoom out so I have a better view of what's going on. Anyone in here? Nobody in here. Anyone in here? No, it's just a storeroom. Somebody up here. Aha! There is a person up here. Sell me blade to the Ish Guardians? Well, the dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of them nights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hawk he did. Still, I put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. Cough. There we go. Alright, Tatari, where are you? You are right here. There you are, Arlia. So, did you sway any hearts? I swayed a couple. 1 or 2, eh? Well, added to mine, that makes 3 or 4, not including Southbourne friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say 1 Revenant's Toll veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. Oh, I've been set up camp with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been word from Alphino. Apparently, the Alliance leaders are convening in Ul'dah to discuss Ishgard's plight, and they requested your presence, as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Ul'dah, or you'll be late. Alphino said that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade. Okay, this episode has gone on for way too long, so I'm gonna stop it here. I'll see you guys in Ul'dah.